thing that I've really picked up on is if you don't sound like you believe in what you're saying, why should anyone else believe in what you're saying, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And it's fascinating to me if you look at how technology has evolved in every like drop of an iPhone. Even I think the most famous one is, I think it's like Michael Ballmer with Windows 95 or 97 or something, and they're on the stage. They're like so
Doing that,
yeah, like
doing that, you know,
yeah,
quirky dance. Yeah.
and to me that's like you don't have to do that in your next meeting when you're presenting your
No, no.
analysis, but at the same time, why not integrate some showmanship? Why not integrate some excitement or something different? Like that inevitably gets people's attention. That is something that if you want to convey a message, like you know, I think an example is how much money and time and effort they spent on the boxing of the initial iPhone, where when you open it, it takes like 6 seconds for the thing to come out. It's really slow. It's like it's dramatic effect. Like, yeah, you're going to be more excited about what's coming out of it. Like, there's so many levers that you can pull with how you deliver information. To me, it blows my mind that people just don't understand why they're not getting the response they want from what they're offering, whether it's a dashboard, whatever it is. It's like, well, you presented it completely wrong. You could probably pull a complete 180 if you set it up correctly. And I think that's something everyone can take away from the theater, the dramatic arts. There's like anticipation built up. There's sequencing. There's like conflict. There's resolution. And how much of that do you see in your everyday meeting or your everyday speech about a technical product?
Very little, very little.
I mean, honestly,
you got to remember, if you're trying to explain something to somebody, the person you're explaining it to doesn't know it, right? They haven't lived it. You come in there, you've worked all this stuff, you spent all this time doing all these things, you've been your whole life, and you come in there like, why don't they understand? And you just don't even know where to begin. They don't know it. Even if they're an open, willing audience, they don't know. You got to take them through. You got to start somewhere. You mentioned dramatic arts too, you know, in theater, if you study Shakespeare, you know, I studied humanities. I came from the liberal arts side. So I don't, you know, in terms of STEM, I was on the opposite of STEM. Every Shakespeare play has the same structure. Every single one, you know, exposition, rising action to a climax, to a denouement, which is the untying of the plot, not to you know, an ending. Every single one. And if you watch anything, I love watching movies that I really like. I like watching the first 5 minutes again, because you see how they set everything up. They're introducing you to characters. They're setting some themes. They're showing you stuff that you don't even realize is important until later. They don't just start. Most movies, you know, most stories that are told in some sort of media don't just start in the, and you know, turn on a TV show in the middle and you're like, what's going on here? I don't know this person. So there's a lot of those things. And if you go so far as to add showmanship, you know, that's got to be used lightly in a business situation. But the structure of a story is important for people to understand if they want to convey what they are doing to somebody else and have them understand it. And in a business sense, take action on it.